Okay.
Right now is Saturday, February 23rd. I'm with
the Durian King, baby.
Actually, with infamous Paul Nison, and right now we're eating durian. I just gave an excellent lecture. Paul is probably one of the best lecturers in the raw food community. He had my crowd dazzled.
Well, we have 1,000 people at
Dazzling 1,000 people, and it was really good. Anyway, Paul, why don't you share why you got involved with raw food and what was some of your major health issues, and when you went to raw, what happened?
Well, I got diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease when I was 20 years old or 19 years old. The doctors told me there was no cure, and I did everything the doctors told me to do, but I wasn't getting better, I was getting worse. So then I finally decided that what I was doing wasn't getting me better, I might as well do the opposite. So I started doing the opposite of what the doctors told me, and I got better. Then somebody told me that diet had a lot to do with eating this way would help me. And I asked my doctor if that was true, and she said, absolutely not. There's no connection between diet and my condition. So since she was wrong about everything else, I figured there was a connection between diet and my condition, and I started to look more into diet. And then against my doctor's advice, I started eating a raw food diet. She said it was bad for my condition, and I got well again. So from there, I was so excited to teach this message to the world, and that's what I did.
You're doing it. You have like 8 or 9 books out?
Actually 7. My newest book is coming out now, and it's published, and it's good. You got some durian down here on your chin.
We have to keep it serious
right there.
My chin. Oh my God.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So you eat mostly. What's your your diet like?
My diet now is the Hippocrates Health Institute diet program based on Ann Wigmore. I live and speak at Hippocrates Health Institute. My wife works at Hippocrates Health Institute. So it's basically around 2 meals a day and 2 to 3 green juices a day.
Wow. Good. Anything else you want to say? Because I'm not. Good. You spoke for 2 hours. At least speak 5-6 minutes here.
Sure. I've been traveling all around for my new book, which is called The Formula for Health, and it should be coming out next week. And it's based on Arnold books, The Formula for Life, which was power minus obstruction equals vitality. Power minus obstruction equals vitality means as long as we have enough power to get rid of all the obstruction in our life, then we'll always be in a state of health. But once that obstruction becomes more than the power, we don't have enough power to get rid of that obstruction, we start suffering from disease. So the key to health is to always have enough power to get rid of the obstruction. Now what causes that obstruction? Not getting enough sleep, eating the wrong foods, eating the wrong times, eating too late at night.
Like we're doing now.
Like we're doing right now, and so on. But the body can handle that every so often. But if you do that consistently, it builds this obstruction and lessens the power to get rid of it. And that's when we end up in a situation where we succumb to disease. So the key is, for the most part, to always make sure we have enough power to get rid of the obstruction. Now, where does the power come from? It comes from energy. And where does that energy come from? Too many people mistaken this energy with stimulation. Stimulation is a false sense of energy that you get from these crazy things like these drinks called Red Bull. If you want a more appropriate name for that, you could add another third name to that. It'd be Red Bull something else. But true energy is something that we get when we recharge our batteries every night, when we get the proper amount of sleep, when we eat the right foods, when we don't overeat, and so on. So we just have to maintain our power levels, and then we'll be fine.
The less energy you spend on digestion, more energy your body has, which means...
Actually, the key to health is not wasting energy. That's the key. It's not about getting energy or getting anything. It's not wasting the energy we have. And as long as we do that, the human body wastes more energy or uses more energy to digest food than any other process. And it's fine if we're doing that, but when we eat more food than we need, we're using more energy than we should have to. And when we do that, we run into a problem.
You mentioned like 4 qualities that you look for as far as eating.
Well, when it comes to food, to accomplish the formula for health, we need to get the foods that give us the most nutrients while using the least amount of energy to get those nutrients while keeping the environment of the body as clean as possible. The problem we have today is everyone's just looking at nutrition. We can get nutrition from meat, we can get nutrition from bread, and we can get it from fruits and vegetables. We can get nutrition from even a cardboard box. That's the problem. Everyone's looking, where do we get the nutrition from? The second part is the key, is how we can get those nutrients while using the least amount of energy to do so. And there are things we can do to do that. We can follow correct food combining, we can not eat too late at night, not eat too often, make sure we chew our food really well, take enzymes, digestive enzymes when we eat our food. These are ways we can eat our food without using too much energy or wasting too much energy. But the best way is to understand when we eat foods like meat, bread, and so on, what happens is our body has to work extra harder to get the nutrients it needs out of it. That's why those foods aren't ideal, even though they have nutrition. When we eat fruits and vegetables and sprouts and things like that, our body has to work very little and it's getting a lot, and that's what health is. Making our body work less to get more, not more to get less.
Why don't you give a plug for yourself where people can reach you at? In case people can see about all these so many people.
My website is paulnison.com, PAULNISON.com. And I also have another website, rawlife.com, RAWLIFE.com.
You also have a non-profit organization.
Non-profit organization based on my one of my books called Health According to the Scriptures, which shows the Bible is the greatest health book ever written. There's more information about health in the Bible than any other book ever written. Now, when somebody first told me that over 10 years ago, I told them, no, thank you, I'm not into reading the Bible and so on. And what a mistake that was, because now 10 years later, when I had read it, I found it to be true, and I wasted over 10 years of my time just searching and searching and searching when the answer was right there.
Well, you didn't waste.
Well, yeah, I did waste, because I was spent a lot of money and time and pain looking for the answer, but the answer was right there if I would have read it 10 years ago. So what I did was I wrote this book, Health According to the Scriptures, and I started a non-profit organization called Torah Life Ministries. And you can go to TorahLifeMinistries.org. That's TORAHLIFE Ministries.org. And also I have a MySpace page, myspace.com/TheRawLife. And I'm just on a book tour going all around the country. I would say over the last 5 years or so, I've spoken more than any other raw food author or anyone else out there, probably most of them combined. Just getting this message out to the masses, and it's been great because I get to meet people like you.
Oh, good. Is that it? Yeah, you hang out. Nice job.
All right.
Is it more than 10 minutes? Okay.